Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to talk about the new trailer for Picard Season 2. Now, before I get into that, I want to talk about how big of a Star Trek fan I really am, just kind of so you have some idea of my background. I'm not old enough to have seen the original series when it first aired, but I've been a fan since probably the original series movies. I think the first exposure I had to Star Trek was the motion picture. Loved it ever since. I've seen all the movies except for the what I would say the second one in the Kelvin timeline. So I saw the Star Trek reboot, but haven't seen any of them since. Not really a fan of the Kelvin timeline. However, I am a fan of. I've been rewatching the original series, and I like it. Obviously, the effects don't hold up today, but it's still a good show nonetheless. I'm a big fan of Next Generation. Let me show you this. I have a Romulan Warbird toy. I also have this Enterprise Command Bridge model kit. I know I never put it together, but still I have it. And I have this 3-piece model kit. Again, I never put it together. Maybe I can put these together with my son. So, and these are things that, I kind of take. These are things that I kind of look at as, this is how I express my fandom. I also have a Next Generation toy phaser. I have it somewhere. I wore a Next Generation command uniform for Halloween one year, way back, I think, when I was in high school. And in fact, what's funny about that, most people just thought it was regular clothing. They had no idea that I was in cosplay. I think maybe a couple people were asked me, like, what are you wearing today? But when I had to explain it, and of course I had enough buttons that I wore the admiral rank, which is 3 on each side with bars. I didn't have the bars, but I wore 3 on each side because who doesn't want to be the highest rank? So I had that, and I had the communicator. I had 2 of them. I have a pin on one, and then I have one that's got a little magnetic like soundboard on the back of it, so you could tap it and it would make the sound. So that gives you kind of an idea of the kind of fan I am. I have a pin on. I actually have it, but I didn't bring it in for this video. I have a pin on of Spock's "Live Long and Prosper." I have a little pin of that. So yeah, that gives you an idea of the kind of fan I am. I'm a pretty big fan of Star Trek. The only thing I am a bigger fan of than Star Trek is Star Wars. And I've done lots of videos on that, I think, in the past. Anyway, so let's get into the trailer for Picard Season 2. Now, what we have in Picard Season 2, it looks like we have all of our original cast is back. We have Picard, we have Seven, we have Raffi, we have our doctor, we have our pilot, and we have our Romulan. I don't know the doctor's name, the pilot's name, or the Romulan's name. I cannot remember them. But I remember, and Soji's back. She is probably not Soji. She's probably a 20th century version of Soji. And I only think that because it looks like maybe, time travel is involved. So maybe we're going to see her in 20th century. It could be a current version of her, though, too. So who knows on that aspect. Anyway, it looks like the plot is Q is putting Picard through another trial of sorts. We get his classic line of,
"The trial never ends."
So he's going to change the past and then make Picard have to, my guess is, we see that Picard's going to go back in time. It looks like they're going to revive. They're going to revive the Borg Queen so that they can use a Borg cube to go back in time. Because as far as I'm aware, the only ships that have ever gone back in time, the NCC 1701 did it. They didn't show it to us, but that ship did it in an original series episode. They talk about how they used a slingshot effect to go back in time. And then a Klingon bird of prey. They use a Klingon bird of prey in Star Trek 4 to go back in time. They knew that they could do this, but they weren't sure if the bird of prey was going to be structurally stable enough to do it. And if I'm not mistaken, it turns out it wasn't. So, or no, that's right. It was when they went back. It was when they went back into the present that they ended up crashing. Anyway, it looks like they're going to use the Borg cube to go back in time and attempt to fix the mess that Q has made, and they only have 3 days to do that in. Some interesting things that I noticed in the trailer: the Starfleet insignia that they're wearing is different from the one in season 1. It's changed, and I don't know. It'll be interesting to find out, is it different because of the changes that Q has made? I get the feeling that it is, because it's a much sharper insignia. All the previous ones have been smoother and, in my opinion, more calming looking, and this one's more sharp. Almost looks like it's a symbol of tyranny and not one of peace, that Starfleet is supposed to be. Also, two things about Seven. Her Borg implant is missing, which might indicate that she was never captured by the Borg in this new timeline that Q has created. So that'll be an interesting thing. You know, they can leave the timeline the way it is, with Starfleet being tyrannical and Seven not having to have this implant where they can fix it, and then Seven has to have the implant back. But something else about Seven: her insignia is different. The insignia that she's wearing is, I don't know what it's from. It's not the Starfleet insignia. I don't remember if she had that insignia in season 1 or not, but her insignia is different. Obviously, since Q has changed the past to be more tyrannical, the past has a more, at least the one shot we see, it looks like it's a council of some kind. It's got a more fascistic look to it. The set design has more of a what we would imagine fascism looks like. You know, it looks, I guess you'd say, it looks more like a Nazi regime type of thing. So yeah, the set design is definitely trying to give off fascist vibes. As far as having a limited time to fix it, it makes me wonder if they aren't borrowing a page from DC's Legends of Tomorrow. In Legends of Tomorrow, anytime the timeline is changed, they have a limited amount of time to fix it before it becomes permanent. This is different, I think, than we usually see in the Star Trek universe. Usually in the Star Trek universe, if time is changed, then they can go back, they can change it back. And I mean, I guess you could say they have the length of time of the show or of the movie to change it back, or to make further changes to it, as we've seen with the Kelvin timeline. But usually, you know, we don't find out that there's a limited amount of time, and if they don't change it back, then the changes will become permanent. I think that's something that's new with Star Trek. Anyway, I think that's all I got on this trailer. It looks really good. I like the effects. I like the set designs. Everything looks really good. The traveling back in time, kind of, they've done it before, and it looks like they're just changing what it is that they're having to travel back in time to do in this case. So hopefully season 3 won't involve time travel again. Who knows? Probably won't know that until sometime next year or anything like that. But I mean, I'm still looking forward to watching it and seeing it, and you know, how it all turns out. So let me know what you think of the trailer, and if you're excited to see the new season. And let me know what your thoughts are on any of my thoughts. You think I've gotten something wrong? If you know any more information about the insignias or anything else that's going to happen, go ahead and put your comments below. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure and subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you get notified of future videos. And we'll see you in the next one.